I've always heard that real estate is a really great inflation hedge, which I personally believe to be true. So in this video, we're going to be putting that statement to the test by looking at inflation-adjusted home prices in Southern California. So we're going to go through 4 major counties that we've helped people buy and sell homes in, which is Orange County, Los Angeles County, San Diego County, and Riverside County. And we're taking a look at data from the FHFA Home Price Index, which looks specifically at single-family residences. And then we're going to adjust those numbers for inflation so we can see how home prices have performed in real terms. So if you are thinking about buying or selling a home in Southern California, feel free to call, text, or email me anytime. More than happy to help you out and answer any questions that you might have. You can find all of my contact information in the description. So I made this graph to help illustrate how home prices have performed against inflation. And so what we're looking at here is the FHFA Home Price Index, the year-over-year percent change minus the CPI inflation data. And so anytime we're above that 0% line right there in the center, that means home prices are increasing in real terms. And anytime we're below that line, it means home prices are decreasing in real terms. And so just by quickly glancing at this graph, you can see that in most years, home prices have outperformed inflation, but we did have several periods of time where home prices were decreasing, particularly in the 1990s, and then of course, as everybody remembers, during the Great Recession, where we did see some pretty substantial price drops across the country, but specifically we're looking here at Southern California. And so before we get into the real averages, I wanted to quickly touch on how home prices have performed in Southern California in nominal terms. So this is before we subtract out CPI inflation numbers. So this is going back to 1975. If you bought a home in 1975 and you held on to it till today, in nominal terms, you would have seen an average yearly price appreciation of 6.93%. in Orange County. Los Angeles County would have done the best at 7.17%, San Diego at 6.86%, and Riverside at 6.38%. So you can see that home prices, despite those time periods where prices were declining, on average, home prices increased fairly substantially every year. And so during this time period, CPI inflation averaged 3.7%. So in real terms, the yearly average price gain you would have seen during that time period would have been 3.23% for Orange County, 3.47% in Los Angeles County, 3.17% in San Diego County, and 2.6% in Riverside County. So you can see that home prices in Southern California have consistently, on average, outperformed inflation fairly substantially. So if you bought a home back in 1975 and you held onto it today, you would have not only protected your wealth from a depreciating dollar, but your wealth also would have grown an average of about 3% every year. It's important to keep in mind that this video was specifically looking at home prices, which is what's most important if you own a home as your primary residence. But another aspect of real estate that makes it a great inflation hedge is if you own investment property that you're able to rent out, and then you can increase the rent every year as long as rents are going up to also protect yourself from inflation and protect your income from inflation. So we're going to be doing a separate analysis of rents compared to inflation in Southern California. So if you're interested in seeing how that pans out, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you can see when we upload that video. And if you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, I would really appreciate it if you also hit the like button below and subscribe if you like to stay up to date on the housing market.